Does he know y'all have this in the dock?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. One could watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time.
Actually, Janice Combs, how you feel about her? I mean, they alleging that she was, having freak-off.
I spoke to a man, Mr. Brown, who used to go to the freak-offs. And he knew Miss Combs and he knew about her and her freak-offs and everything like that. We had always thought that she had a modeling agency, but it wasn't a modeling agency. It was more a brothel that she ran for high-profile drug dealers.
50 Cent has reignited online controversy by announcing that the second chapter of his explosive Diddy documentary series, The Reckoning, is officially underway. This time, the spotlight shifts toward Janice Combs, a figure many insiders describe as the silent architect behind Diddy's rise and the unseen influence shaping bad boy entertainment from its earliest days. Reports indicate that major streaming services avoided sensitive material during the first release, but that hesitation is gone. Moving independently, 50 Cent is preparing to release this next installment directly on YouTube, promising an unfiltered, uncensored perspective and signaling that he is no longer holding anything back.
Yeah, my mom's good. Hold on, let me introduce you to my mom. Call Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'll be with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
The documentary begins by tracing Diddy's early life, focusing on how personal loss and strict upbringing helped define his foundation. A longtime family associate recounts the death of Diddy's father, a well-known and respected figure in Harlem, who was killed when Diddy was still very young. In the aftermath, his mother Janice assumed full control of the household, stepping into a dominant leadership role. Over time, their home became a gathering place for influential personalities, exposing Diddy to ambition, authority, and image at an unusually early age. Those surroundings left a lasting impression, and within the neighborhood, many sensed that something powerful was quietly forming behind closed doors.
She came out defending her son, man. How you feel about that? She made a comment saying that he's not a monster.
I guess this is my newfound career, so I'm gonna say what on my mind and what I think, brother. First of all, that's his mother. Wrong, right, or indifferent, she gonna lie, steal, kill, and protect her child. That's what she's supposed to do. But the apple don't fall far from the tree, man. You got to realize that. He didn't get all this from his daddy because he didn't know his daddy, even though they try to say his daddy was some big time drug dealer in the whole 9 yards. You understand? He didn't get this from his daddy. You got to realize, man, his mother had a modeling agency, and it was alleged that it was also ladies of the night.
From the start, Janice was described as intensely driven, with a calculated desire for influence and stability. She strategically aligned herself with a powerful Harlem figure, securing her position during a critical period. Following her husband's death, her focus sharpened even further, and she began shaping her son not only as her child, but as a symbol of upward mobility. According to recollections shared in the documentary, the family living room often transformed into an informal stage where Diddy was encouraged to perform, move with confidence, and command attention while adults watched approvingly. These early experiences taught him how presence is crafted and how authority is projected under observation.
I said Diddy mother might be the originator of the freak-offs. All right, so tomorrow Peacock is dropping. According to the Rolling Stone, the doc features an alleged childhood friend of Puff's, hip-hop producer Tim Dog Patterson. He alleged that Janice, Diddy's mom, would often throw parties at Diddy's childhood home. He says that during the parties, it wasn't uncommon to walk into rooms where adults was having sex. I mean, that was just their normal. And the doc, when talking about the parties, Tim says, verbatim, "That's what we were privy to. This was what we..."
As the story deepens, a more unsettling side of Diddy's upbringing comes into view. Individuals close to the family suggest that Janice's influence was not accidental or passive, but deliberate and carefully planned. Observers recall moments that made them uncomfortable, describing a relationship shaped by structured guidance rather than natural development. These lessons were reinforced consistently over time, shaping Diddy's understanding of validation, power, and leadership long before fame entered the picture. According to insiders, this early conditioning quietly laid the groundwork for the commanding persona that later became central to his dominance in the music industry.
Talking about that his mother could take her palms and bend over and put them down on the floor. Not bend over, but she could stand straight up and put her palms on the floor, bruh. He's saying that about his mother. Who describes any of their mother action like that in a sexual way? And then, you know, I don't know how many dudes do kiss their mother in their mouth when they 50, 60 years old or something like that. That's them, that's their whole thing, man. But that was a little kind of weird for me. And then his mother wore the same white fingernail polish that Cassie described that he liked to see her and other models in when she was describing her lawsuit. And what's crazy to me is that, man, it seemed like him and his mother had this, I don't want to get too deep, man, this Oedipus.
The patterns formed during Diddy's childhood reportedly carried over into the world he later created as an adult. Many of his high-profile gatherings mirrored the environments he was raised in, structured, controlled, and carefully observed. Janice was never truly absent from these spaces. Witnesses claim she remained informed, attentive, and at times physically present at various events, watching closely from behind the scenes. Her continued involvement reinforced the idea that her influence was not temporary, but deeply embedded in the image, authority, and power structure that Diddy eventually came to represent.
At least she knew about the freakos.
Because one of the witnesses said she was there. And then you remember this, bro? Check it out. People tell off on themselves so much, man, and I don't understand when people don't catch it. Diddy has said this. He said, when I give a party, I have to have an ambulance outside of the house. Paramedics ready. That people have to take IVs. Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips?
Yeah, I remember that video.
Do you remember that both of them was getting an IV at the same time?
Yeah, I did notice that, yep.
That's from the Diddy freak off party. And I'm gonna say allegedly.
So let me ask you this. You knowing her at one point, you knowing her personally, is she the kind of person that, you know, will be a part of a freak off or no?
I think that she liked to party and she partied with young people. She's always been like that. She always copied or emulated Little Kim and Mary J. Blige. Or they emulated her. The blonde hair, the nails, the high boots, the age appropriate.
Gene Deal later shared that he always sensed something unusual about the extremely close bond between Diddy and his mother, particularly after his father's death. According to him, Janice pushed Diddy into a leadership role at an age when most children are still finding themselves. That sudden responsibility introduced intense pressure, reshaping their relationship into one defined by control and constant supervision. Janice remained deeply involved in both Diddy's personal life and public dealings, closely managing his circle, influencing decisions, and guiding his direction in ways that would ultimately shape his rise.
Relationship, whether it's physical or mental, with a mother and a son. So I'm looking at his mother and him on the couch, and both of them are getting IVs after one of the Diddy parties. Allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly because I wasn't there and I didn't know, but they showed them both getting IVs on the couch. So my whole thing about this thing is that I'm not saying that she was ever at a freak off, she was ever at that type of party, but you can't tell me Miss Janice Combs, who was always at the regular parties, didn't know nothing about the freak off part.
Allegedly, Cassie also spoke about disturbing dynamics within the household, offering insight into how far Janice's influence extended. These accounts suggest her involvement reached nearly every aspect of Diddy's life, including rigid routines and unconventional family practices that outsiders found surprising. People familiar with the environment described it as tightly managed, highly structured, and impossible to ignore. Those who witnessed it firsthand believe that atmosphere played a major role in shaping Diddy's mindset and behavior in ways few outside the inner circle could ever fully grasp.
Into his mother. Can you see that? Like,
Yeah, with the blonde hair and yeah, and all of that. I mean, somebody
really
asked a question: what kind of man puts his hands on his mother? The same kind of man that parties with his mom, the same kind of man who kisses his mom in the mouth, the same kind of man who seems to have accurate knowledge that his elderly mother can put both of her hands, her palms, on the floor while she's standing up, bent over.
Oh damn, I ain't seen that one. Oh.
You never seen the Instagram video where he was talking about how his mom is still young and spry and how she still liked the party and how they was getting a IV drip?
Oh. Damn.
And she was kissing him in the mouth on the video. And it was like, yeah, my mom can bend over and touch the floor with her palms. It's a very, very, very weird relationship.
Sweet. About, her. I mean, they alleging that she was, having freak offs.
I spoke to a man, Mr. Brown, who used to go to the freak offs. And this guy lives in Georgia right now. And he told me that he was a stick-up kid back in the day. And one time he had robbed one of their spots. And he went back and he had got the money and gave them their money back and everything like that. And he knew Miss Combs and he knew about her and her freak offs and everything like that. We had always thought that she had a modeling agency, but it wasn't a modeling agency. It was more of a brothel that she ran for high-profile drug dealers and athletes. You could tell by I could tell that Miss Combs at the time, and actually saw her, like young guys. She came at me a couple of times back in my heyday, before the extra 75 pounds back then. And the reason I left Bad Boy wasn't only because of her advances, it was because
from an early age, Diddy's upbringing stood far apart from anything considered normal. His childhood was defined by constant movement, layered authority, and an environment built on control. Allegedly, even while he was young, Janice managed a carefully regulated social circle operating out of their home, with people coming and going under her supervision, a reality many were aware of but rarely discussed openly. Growing up in that setting, Diddy learned how power is exercised quietly, how structure is enforced, and how influence operates behind the scenes. Those formative years left a permanent imprint, sharpening the discipline, presence, and strategic instincts that would later fuel his rise in the music industry.